Hey everybody, welcome back to Kool Hacks. Right here what you see is a arcade system. So Jack and I were talking about making one and he just started going through and cutting the wood. So this is almost real life. He got this game console system right here and we started building around it. This thing's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna be working on the electronics and getting everything working with the LEDs and the screens and everything. We're thinking about putting a 32-inch widescreen right through here and getting it all done. And the concept came from this Frogger game of all things. Check that bad boy out where it comes to anything and everything. If you look at that side profile right there, and look at that side profile right there, it is on the money. I'm not saying Jack's any kind of genius, but boy, does he know what he's doing. We do have the Marquee up on the top where you can slip in the Marquee and have a light box. That is a 32-inch TV, Insignia 1080p, and this is a game console you can pick up on Amazon for about $99 to $139, depending if it's 720p or 1080. He's about ready to cap off the TV to see where we're at on the whole thing, but it's looking pretty phenomenal. It's about 2 feet wide. And it's about 72 inches high. So the old arcade games used to be 68 inches high. Made this a little bit different because of the CRT TV not being in there. And that's why we had the tilt. But it's coming along really well. Put some finishing touches on it and show you in the rest of the video. We got the TV mounted there permanently. We're talking about how we're going to wire everything in, about getting the heat out. So when we get this enclosed in, we're going to be putting a fan in the back for an in and out fan to actually help with the heat. The big issue going to be is with the heat of the TV and how that actually comes off of it. And everything's going to be wired inside the cabinet. And we are looking into putting a soundbar into this thing also. Right through here, which is about a 30-inch soundbar. And then cutting holes where the speakers are and putting a subwoofer in the bottom here. So where it'll make it go boom. But it's turning out pretty nice. Let me know in the comments about any suggestions about what the design looks like, if you would do anything different. So we got the fold cap on the top. You can enclose the TV in. Looking pretty good. But yeah, now it's about getting everything else wired up in here, plus getting the door on there. Once again, we're thinking about doing a coin slot. So we got the wheels on. Finishing up with the sanding, got the headers on, almost got it enclosed. Got the access panel done in the back. And he's putting some really hard putty on this stuff too. But these are gonna be the finishing touches before he does primer. First coat of primer going on. Ooh, ooh. Wiring the main power switch for the cabinet, so when we get done you can just flip the switch in the back, turn it off and on so the kids can't play it when you're not around. Get that all wired up. We're going to be putting a conjunction box. Jack was too impatient about waiting for paint to dry, so he decided to get a sprayer out. So we're going to spray the inside of the cabinet, the outside of the cabinet, and probably get it a second or third coat. But it's going to go pretty well, and I'll show you what it looks like after we get done. The Marquee is in to play the Plexiglass. He has a lot more courage than I do where it comes to cutting it. Man, that looks awesome, man. We're going to figure out where we're going to put the soundbar. So we got this one picked up right here. It's about 23 inches, 24 inches with a little subwoofer. We don't know if we're going to keep the subwoofer inside it or outside of it, considering how the boom goes. But it should be pretty cool. And I think we're thinking about the soundbar maybe right here, behind this panel, or over the panel.
I'm gonna probably do it behind it.
And then we're gonna cut like whole grills for it to the point of getting the sound out where it's just still pretty clean. Oh boy. Pretty reasonable price. It's about 240 watts, and it's about $69 on sale. Oh yeah.
Eurocom Developments Limited entertainment software games. Electronic fun for everyone.
The crushing pound of the mallet. The shattering blow of the club. The slashing edge of the blade. They call to you.
Pretty much finished up, and I just wanted to kind of show you what we did to the point of the project. So we did get this datoed right here. We are going to be putting strips through here, and we were looking into the graphics and they look like they're a little bit expensive, so we're going to just pause the project right there. On the top right here, you'll see these little lights going through. I got those from Woot. So from Woot, they're pretty cool. They're plugged in USB-C. I'll show you that. They got them plugged in for the USB-C to the back of the TV. And now we're going to go down below. So we decided to not put a coin slot in there. What we're going to do on the bottom right here is it sounded so good with the speaker in there. We're going to keep it set up just like that. And we're going to put a speaker grill on the front of it. When we get done with that, it'll be where it's going to be accessible, where you can pop it off, get into it, and move things around. Then I donated this to the project, but I did pick up this Ultimate soundbar. It sounds pretty good. It's about 240 watts, so it's $69. It does have a sound woofer, as you heard in the video. It does go ba-boom pretty well. Very, very nice. The nice thing about the soundbar is it does offer HDMI. See if I can get it with the view, but it does offer HDMI with ARC, so that's really nice. So we can control this soundbar with the TV. We do have our junction box in the back. We got that wired into a dead man switch. Now we're going to go to the back of the unit. So with the back of the unit, it's pretty simplistic how I have it all set up. So I did donate the TV also. This costs $69.99 on Amazon Prime Day. But the nice thing about it is it does have USB-A on it, and that's what we hook the lights up to. Pretty simple. When the TV turns on, the lights turn on. And the nice thing about this TV is they have two HDMI ports. So with the HDMI ports, we do have HDMI 1, which is an ARC, that goes down to the soundbar. And that's what controls everything. And then we have the HDMI coming from the game system. It's a little bit hard to see the game system, but we have that coming out. And then we have our dead man switch. So let me just show you how that works out too. So the nice thing about this is with all the hookups, when we turn this off, it turns off the whole entire cabinet. So the whole entire cabinet's turned on. The reason why you see a dog there, I don't know. But the lights, because of my light I have in back. Then we're going to just turn on the dead man switch. And what you'll notice is that the board will come on first. And that's the nice thing about this setup, how we got it all set up. So the power of the TV did come on to the point of where it comes to just standby power. And then we did have the power come on for the soundbar. But since this came on first, I set up the Fire TV to the point of where it opens up into an HDMI. So let me just show you how that works. So I just turned it on. And what you'll see here in a second is you'll see the Fire TV fire up. And once that fires up and it goes through everything, it's going to show Jack's different accounts. So like I said, when this gets fired up, it's going to load into the accounts. And the nice thing about it is what you'll see is that the soundbar hits the ARC channel. So right now, everything's going to be controlled by the TV. And it goes on to the arcade. So if I go on to the arcade button, I'm going to just click it on because that was the last input. It's going to go to the Fire TV interface, and it's going to automatically click to the HDMI. The HDMI goes straight to the game system now. With the dead man switch and this, you can just power it up and get ready to go. So it's pretty nice where it comes to technology. I really do appreciate the soundbar for the price. No, I'm recording. Don't lick yourself. But yeah, it turned out really, really nice. Like right now, if you notice, I'm turning it up and the sound bar is going up at the same time. So right now, what I did is I just put a game up real quick. It says Mario Kart. I'm just going to hit start. And like I said, everything is just connected and it just loads up into the game system and it's ready to go. And where comes the blackout, where, like I said, we're going to put Velcro on a speaker, a grill over that, just to be able to
Welcome to Mario Kart.
But how we have it set up right now is that you can turn it off once again, and once you power it up, the game system will come on first, since that's the first thing that comes on, and then we turn on the TV, everything else connected. You have your kill switch to the point at the top of it, and then your remote, and you're just ready to go. But a phenomenal little project. Like I said, we're going to wait off on the graphics for a little bit. That's how we wired it up. Oh, yeah, and the other thing is that Jack used 2 pieces of plywood plus just scrap to get this all done. And this game system, I did put a link in the description, but this is from 2024. He's actually had that sitting around for a quick minute, and they played it on his other TV. Now they have an updated version for $99 or $139. This is a pretty cost-effective project if you can figure out the game system. And once again, it all came off of the Frogger game that we just showed. But everybody, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. And I hope you really enjoyed this video because it was fun making this.